So I'm starting out with a piece of Myrtlewood here. It's about 6 inches in diameter and about 4 inches thick. So I'm going to get it in between centers, use a spindle gouge to get the corners knocked off. It's actually pretty true. I cut it on the bandsaw. Just get it cleaned up here, and then we'll put a tenon down on one end of it so we can grab it in the chuck. So what I need to do is make a recess in the bottom so that we can expand the jaws and hold onto it and finish off the top of it. So I should have cleaned up the face of this first before I made the recess, because I have to go back and make it a little bit deeper. It was actually a little bit wonky, so I had to take quite a bit off. Just get the recess back in there so the jaws have a nice lip to grab a hold of. And I'm going to expand them, so I just need a nice wall there. Use the #1 hauler to just kind of clean it up, and then went ahead and sanded it. Help support the companies that support our community. Now that that's all done, I went ahead and flipped it around, used the same jaws, and we'll expand it and we'll start shaping this thing. So the piece had a couple little cracks in it like that, and I put them on the top part of it. There is one on the bottom lip, but the bigger ones were on the tops, and I knew I was going to take those off. So I'm using the #1 hauler. It's a nice solid piece of Myrtlewood. So I was using the spindle gouge on the last project because the wood was so soft, and so I get asked why I switch back and forth between the carbide and the gouges, and a lot of it has to do with the wood. If it's a good solid piece of wood, I generally go for the carbide. You can kind of see in some of the shots too, I'm taking like 1/4-inch passes with this tool with this little teeny cutter on it. It does a really nice job. So this is pretty actually simple turning project. We're kind of just making a little stand here for Humpty Dumpty. So that's kind of what I was talking about right there. Is it just takes off a good amount of material all at once, and it doesn't try and pull it out of your hand or catch or anything else. So I did cup out the top here. This is where he's going to sit. And once I got this done, we ran in the house and grabbed him to do a little test fit. And this was a little bit big, so I come back here in a second and take about 1/4 inch or so off of it. Didn't want it too big. So we'll just reshape it just a little bit, get it cleaned up. After I got that done, I went ahead and sanded a couple of grits dry and then put some oil on it. I didn't get any oil on the very top there. I didn't want it to kind of bleed into the felt, so I just kind of stayed away from that. But I went ahead and finished sanding the rest of it with the walnut oil. And this is just a beautiful piece of Myrtlewood. It has just some amazing character in it. Once I got it all sanded, I went ahead and drilled a hole down in it. So you can see the drill bit flexing. And this is, I get asked this a lot, is why you use the stub little drill bits for bottle stoppers and bottle openers, is because the further you get out there from the headstock or tailstock, the more flex you're gonna get. All right, on to the felting. I know nothing about felting, so enjoy some music and watch it come to life. After Sarah got it all done, I went ahead and cut the dowel off and put a little bit of wood glue on, and we are finished. There we go, it's all done. Again, it is out of Myrtlewood. Sarah did a fantastic job on the Humpty Dumpty. Never really seen felting before. Sarah's staying with us, she had surgery, so it was kind of neat to see her do it. It's these needles that have barbs on them, and it's amazing how like detailed you can get doing this stuff. It's super cool, but I think it turned out fantastic. So I did a pincushion a couple of weeks ago, and Robin's sister saw it, my sister-in-law, and she loved it. She wanted one, but she collects Humpty Dumpty stuff, so we thought it would be cool to do this. So we just went ahead and made a little base for him. I think it turned out fantastic, so I hope you enjoy it. Actually, if you're watching this video right when we upload it, we are in Reedsport, Oregon, doing a wood turning demo for the club down there. So I hope that goes well. And one thing I was talking about in the video was using the long drill bits. So if it's flexing, it's making a bigger hole than whatever the drill bit is. So this is one of the questions I get asked a lot, is when you're drilling a hole, like the stainless inserts for the bottle stoppers, they just kind of slide right in. And even if you're using a stub drill bit, if your headstock and tailstock aren't lined up perfectly, it will drill a bigger hole than the drill bit. So make sure your headstock and tailstock are lined up. And if it's something that needs to be precise, this wasn't real critical, but if it's something that needs to be precise, use a small stub drill bit. It will do a much better job. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.